All right, get ready, because we're taking a deep dive into the world of theater.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
You might be thinking, wait, I'm no actor.
Right.
But trust me, the journey from that first rehearsal to the final curtain call,
Yeah,
it's packed with lessons that we can all actually use,
absolutely.
even if our stage is, a boardroom or even a first date.
What's fascinating is how much of what makes a performance captivating goes beyond just learning the lines.
Right.
It's about the psychology of movement, the art of storytelling, but visually, and how actors use everything they've got to
Yes,
create these believable characters.
exactly. We've got a ton of research and insights here.
Yeah.
I'm already noticing some surprising parallels to things like just nailing a big presentation or,
Uh,
even feeling more confident in just everyday life.
for sure. For sure.
Okay, so let's start with a simple definition
Okay.
of rehearsal.
Okay, so rehearsal is really where the magic starts to happen.
Okay?
Actors aren't just running lines, they're exploring the text, experimenting with movement, and making choices that give life to the characters.
Right. So it's more than just practice.
Yeah,
It's about discovery.
it is, it is.
What about blocking?
Oh,
The
yeah.
slides mention that quite a bit.
Blocking is where the director and actors map out all the movements on stage.
Okay.
Entrances, exits, who crosses where, even how they interact with the set.
So it's choreography for a story.
It's like choreography, yeah.
So it's not just about, looking pretty on stage. There's
Mhm.
actual meaning behind every move.
Precisely. Let's say two characters are having this tense argument.
Oh,
The blocking might have them constantly circling each other,
okay.
but never facing head on. And that physical tension
Yeah.
mirrors the emotional tension of the scene.
Ooh, that's a good example.
Yeah,
It's like they're dancing around the conflict, literally.
exactly. And even seemingly simple movements like a cross, which is just an actor moving across the stage,
Right.
it can be packed with subtext.
Right.
A sudden cross towards another character.
Yeah.
That could signal a shift in power or even just a desire for connection.
So it's like a whole secret language.
It is.
Movement.
It really is. And of course, you can't talk about theater without talking about memorization.
Right.
Actors have so many techniques to make sure that those lines are just locked in.
I've always wondered how they do it.
Yeah.
I can barely remember my grocery list.
Well, repetition is obviously key, but it goes deeper than that.
Okay.
Actors break down the text, analyze the meaning behind each line,
Uh-huh.
and even look for those little trigger words that cue the next thought.
So it's not just rote memorization. It's about really understanding the material.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they'll often link lines to specific actions or emotions.
Okay.
Imagine having to deliver a line filled with anger.
Okay.
You might clench your fist or recall a memory that evokes that feeling
Right.
to help you deliver that line authentically.
Wow. So they're almost like athletes,
Yeah,
training their minds and bodies at the same time.
that's a great analogy. And speaking of training, let's talk about character development.
Yes.
This is where the actor really gets to dig deep.
Yeah, this is the part that always fascinates me.
Yeah.
How do they go from words on a page to a fully realized person on stage?
It's a process. They research their character's background, motivations, relationships.
Uh-huh.
They'll explore the character's voice, physicality, even their emotional range. It's
Mm.
like building this whole persona from the inside out.
Do you have any examples of actors who really went above and beyond to create memorable characters?
Oh, so many. Think about Daniel Day-Lewis,
Okay.
who lived as his character in My Left Foot, even off-set.
Wow.
He was so committed to embodying a writer and painter with cerebral palsy
Yeah.
that he learned to communicate using a letterboard and even used a wheelchair.
Wow, that's dedication.
Or Meryl Streep, who's famous for her incredible transformations
Right.
to portray Margaret Thatcher in The Iron Lady.
Yes.
She not only mastered Thatcher's voice and mannerisms, but she also delved into the former prime minister's psychology to understand what drove her.
It's amazing how these actors use their whole beings to
Yeah.
bring these characters to life.
And that consistent portrayal is crucial.
Okay.
The audience needs to believe in the character.
Right.
And that requires maintaining that consistency
Yeah.
throughout the performance.
That's like we were saying about blocking.
Right.
Every choice, from the way they move to the tone of their voice,
Yeah.
it all contributes to that believability that
Yeah.
they're
Now, all of this hard work,
Uh-huh.
it culminates in the final presentation, the performance itself.
Right.
This is where the actors, along with the entire cast and crew,
Yeah.
share their interpretation of the play with an audience.
And it's not just a one-way street, right?
Right.
The audience plays a role in this too.
Absolutely. The audience's reactions, their energy, their engagement,
Right.
it all feeds back into the energy of the performance itself.
Yes.
It's a live interaction, a shared experience that makes theater so unique.
Yeah.
But we've got so much more to unpack in our stack of slides.
I'm hooked.
All right,
Let's keep going.
let's do it.
Okay, so we're back and ready to go even deeper
Yeah.
into this world of rehearsal and performance.
Right.
Before the break, we were talking about how even the smallest movements on stage
Yeah, right.
can have a huge impact.
Yes. And that brings us to the concept of visual storytelling. It's how directors and actors use things like blocking, gestures, and even the set design to communicate meaning without relying only on dialogue.
So it's like creating this whole other layer of communication
Yes.
using visual cues.
Precisely. For example, imagine a scene where a king is losing his power.
Okay.
The blocking might show him gradually being surrounded by his advisors, almost boxed in
Okay.
as they begin to question his decisions.
Ooh, that's powerful.
Right.
You can almost feel the king's power diminishing just from the way the scene is staged.
Exactly. And remember those crosses we talked about? They can be used for visual storytelling, too.
Go.
Imagine a character pacing back and forth, agitated as they try to make a difficult decision.
Right.
That movement alone says so much.
It's fascinating how much thought goes into every little detail on stage.
It is.
It reminds me of how we were talking about memorization earlier.
Yeah.
Actors have to be so precise
Right.
with their lines.
Yes, and mastering those lines often involves a lot more than just repetition.
Okay.
Actors use techniques like breaking down the text, analyzing the meaning behind each phrase, and even looking for those trigger words that
Wow.
cue the next thought. It's like building a mental roadmap through the script.
I remember in college, I used to highlight key terms in my textbooks
Oh, yeah.
to help me remember for exams.
Yeah.
It sounds like actors are doing something pretty similar, but just on a much deeper level.
That's a great comparison.
Yeah.
They're not just memorizing words, they're internalizing the thoughts
Right.
and motivations of the character. And often they'll link lines to specific actions or emotions.
Okay.
Like, if a character is delivering a line with sadness,
Yeah.
the actor might recall a memory that evokes that emotion
Okay.
to help deliver the line authentically.
So it's almost like they're tapping into their own emotional well to kind of fuel the
Exactly.
character's performance.
And speaking of fueling performance,
Yeah.
character development is where an actor really gets to flex their creative muscles.
Right.
They go beyond just learning lines and start to build this whole persona.
It's like they're putting on a new skin, stepping into someone else's shoes.
Right.
Do you have any more examples of actors who really took this to the next level?
Absolutely. Think about Robert De Niro in Raging Bull.
Yeah.
To accurately portray the boxer, Jake LaMotta,
Yeah.
De Niro not only learned to box, he actually gained 60 pounds
Oh, wow.
to physically transform himself for the role.
Wow, that's commitment.
And then there's Charlize Theron in Monster.
Right.
She completely disappeared into the role of Aileen Wuornos, a serial killer.
Wow.
She gained weight, wore prosthetics, and even changed her voice to create a truly chilling,
Yeah.
believable portrayal.
It's amazing how far some actors are willing to go to really embody a character.
It really is. And while not every role requires those extreme measures,
Right.
the principle remains the same.
Yeah.
Deep understanding fuels believable portrayal.
Makes sense.
Actors use their voice, physicality, and their emotional range to create a character
Yeah.
that feels real to the audience.
Right.
And once they've built that character, they have to maintain that consistency
Oh.
throughout the whole performance, right?
Right.
Consistency in character portrayal is essential for maintaining that illusion
Uh-huh.
and keeping the audience engaged.
Right.
If a character suddenly starts acting out of character,
Yeah.
it can be jarring and break the audience's suspension of disbelief.
It's like we talked about earlier with blocking. Every choice an actor makes,
Yeah.
from the way they move to the tone of their voice,
Yeah.
it all contributes to the believability of the character.
Now, while the actors are the ones we see on stage,
Right.
it's important to remember that a performance is truly a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
The director, the stage crew, lighting and sound, even the costume designers,
Mm-hmm.
they all play a vital role in bringing the story to life.
It's like a giant puzzle
Yeah.
where each piece is essential
Exactly.
to completing the picture.
Precisely. And then there's the audience.
Right.
They're not just passive observers.
Yeah.
They are active participants.
Yeah.
in this theatrical experience.
Right, yeah.
Their reactions, their energy, their engagement,
Yeah.
it all feeds back into the performance, creating a dynamic exchange.
So like a conversation,
Yes.
a shared experience unfolding in real time.
Absolutely.
It's one of the things that makes live theater so special.
And what's fascinating is that these principles we've been discussing, the preparation, the practice, the clear communication, the ability to connect with your audience, they all apply to life beyond the stage too.
That's a great point. Whether it's delivering a presentation at work,
Yeah.
interviewing for a new job, or even having a tough conversation,
Yeah.
these skills can make a difference.
Exactly. They can empower you to communicate better, build confidence, and navigate challenging situations with much more ease.
Right.
So, while we've been focusing on theater,
Yeah.
the lessons that we're uncovering have the potential to impact all areas of our lives.
It's incredible how much we can learn
Yeah,
from the world of theater, even if we never even step foot on a stage ourselves.
for sure. And there's still more to explore. We've got some pretty fascinating insights coming up.
Yeah, can't wait.
So stick with us.
All right, we're back.
Yeah, we're back for this final act.
Yeah, the final act of our deep dive into rehearsal and performance.
And we've saved some of the best for last.
I'm ready. Shit me.
Let's talk about ensemble work. That's where the real magic of theater comes alive.
Okay.
It's about actors working together seamlessly, like a well-oiled machine,
Right.
to create something much bigger than just themselves.
So it's not just about, like, individual stars shining. It's more about that collective energy.
Exactly. Think about a basketball team.
Okay.
Each player has their own strengths,
Right.
but it's the teamwork, the passing, the assists that really lead to those scores.
Yeah.
In theater, it's the same idea.
Okay.
It's about actors really listening, reacting, supporting each other to create a really unified and compelling performance.
I can see how that translates to any team or collaborative effort, really.
Absolutely. Now, you might think that all of this preparation
Yeah.
and rehearsal leaves no room for spontaneity, but that's not actually true.
Really? I always thought that everything was set in stone once the curtain went up.
Well, the script definitely provides the framework, but rehearsal is also a time for improv.
Oh, okay.
And experimentation.
Okay.
Actors will try different line readings, explore new ways of moving, or even just discover these unexpected moments of connection with their fellow actors.
It was like a controlled chaos in a way, where creativity can still flourish within the structure of the play.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And all of this experimentation often leads to richer and more nuanced performances.
It makes sense that giving actors that space to play and discover would make the performance so much better for the audience.
Exactly. And all of this preparation, this rigorous process of rehearsal and exploration, it has another benefit.
What's that?
It builds confidence.
Okay.
And reduces anxiety.
I can see how that works. You know, when you know you've put in the work, you're going to feel a lot more prepared.
Exactly.
And self-assured.
And that confidence allows actors to just be fully present on stage,
Right.
take risks, and really connect with the audience.
So it's not just about memorizing the lines. It's about mastering that mental and emotional aspect of performance.
Absolutely. Now at the heart of it all. Theater is about storytelling.
Right.
It's about sharing these stories that resonate with audiences.
Yeah.
Make them think, feel, and connect with that human experience on a deeper level.
That's what I love about theater. It can transport you to different worlds.
Yeah.
Introduce you to new characters, and even leave you thinking about life's big questions long after the curtain falls.
It really is a powerful art form.
Yes, it is.
Now, for those listening who might be aspiring performers, I want to leave you with some advice.
Hey, I'm listening.
Embrace those challenges.
Okay.
Persevere through setbacks and never stop learning and growing.
Right.
Your journey as an artist is truly lifelong.
That's great advice, and that actually applies to anyone pursuing their dreams,
Absolutely.
whether it's on stage or in any other field.
And to wrap things up, I want to share a quote from Shakespeare, the legendary playwright.
Okay, let's hear it.
He said, "All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players."
Wow, what a statement. It really reminds us that we're all performing, in a sense.
Right.
Navigating the stage of life.
Yeah.
Playing different roles throughout our journeys.
And just like in theater,
Right.
preparation, practice, and authenticity,
Yeah.
those are key to delivering a compelling performance in life.
Well, there you have it. Our deep dive into rehearsal and performance has come to a close.
Well, that was fun.
It really was. We explored the nuts and bolts of what it takes to bring a production to life.
Yeah, from blocking to memorizing lines to character development
Yeah.
and the importance of collaboration.
Right. And we saw how these theatrical principles can be applied to just other areas of life,
Yeah,
empowering us to communicate more effectively,
right.
build confidence, navigate challenges with a lot more ease.
Exactly.
What stands out to you most from all of this?
For me, it was realizing that theater is so much more than just entertainment.
Yeah,
It's a mirror reflecting humanity, a platform for us to explore our deepest emotions and connect with each other.
I agree. It's been so fascinating to see how the process of rehearsal and performance can really transform not only the actors, but the audience as well.
So here's a final thought for our listeners.
Okay, hit me.
How can you apply these principles to your own life?
Yeah.
Whether it's giving a presentation, having a tough conversation, or just expressing yourself more authentically, remember that the stage is set for you to shine